Shalom, welcome to this week's edition of Current Israel News. This is an Israel news site for Israel advocates who advocate for a strong U.S.-Israel relationship, which is really the solid core of what democracy is today. Our most important topic, which we always start off with, and hopefully one day soon we will not have to start off with this topic, is the danger of the Iranian nuclear ambitions. Iran is still trying incredibly to build a nuclear weapon, and their stated goal is to annihilate the Israeli state and create another nuclear holocaust. This is something that must be stopped, and President Obama, in his speech to AIPAC, committed himself and committed the American government to ensuring that Iran would not get a nuclear weapon. Not only would they not get a nuclear weapon, but America would go so far as to use military action to make sure that Iran would not get a nuclear weapon. President Obama stated that his goal is to make sure that a diplomatic end is reached, as we always try to be peaceful first, but did say that he would have to use military action if necessary. Over the course of the week since President Obama's speech, and especially today, America's language has gotten stronger. At a joint press conference with the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of England, David Cameron, today, the President said this window of diplomacy, the current talks that America has opened up with Iran, is a very, very small window. And if Iran does not take advantage of that window very, very soon, they will lose that opportunity to have a diplomatic end, which means that force will be used. At the same time, in leaked information, which probably was leaked on purpose, Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State of the United States, sent a message through her counterpart from Russia, the Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, telling Iran that if they don't come to a conclusion at these talks, then military force will be used by the United States. The war drums are beating. It looks like it might happen very soon. And echoing those same sentiments, Prime Minister Netanyahu stated today that the state of Israel has never placed its fate in the hand of others, nor will it do so now. And even if America was against military strikes, he felt they were necessary, then he would. Echoing the comments of Menachem Begin, who attacked the Iraqi nuclear site, Menachem Begin said beforehand he knew that America and the rest of the world would condemn him for those actions, but knew that he would be vindicated as he is today, and we know he's vindicated. Prime Minister Netanyahu said that he knows the same is true now, that people might at first be against a nuclear strike, a strike against Iran's nuclear facilities, but in the end he will be vindicated as having taken the right action. Okay, our next story in Israel is unfortunately the constant rocket barrages that are coming in from Gaza. Israel not eliminated a serious terrorist threat this weekend, and in response, terrorist organizations, interestingly enough, not Hamas, for their fear of an Israeli retaliation into Gaza, so it's not Hamas, but other terrorist organizations within Gaza have had a barrage of rockets fired at Israel, almost 300 rockets over the last couple of days. Even though a ceasefire has been signed, it was broken today with 3 rockets being fired at Beersheba. This is a dangerous situation, one that could quickly escalate into an Israeli re-entering into Gaza, the Israeli army re-entering into Gaza to stop the rocket fire. We're hoping it doesn't get that far, and we're hoping that the terrorists understand that this is not a good idea to constantly barrage Israel. Israel showing incredible restraint. Any other country in the world having a single rocket fired at it would respond in incredible proportions to make sure that that never happened again, and no one even thought of firing a rocket into their country. Israel showing incredible restraint, simply going after the terrorists, ensuring the fact that they don't hit civilians. In fact, one story went on the news that Israel killed a 13-year-old boy in collateral damage of a rocket attack. That story was false. A 13-year-old boy did die. He died because Arabs had the custom of firing off guns at funerals. All things that go up must come down, including bullets. And a bullet from a gun fired by an Arab terrorist at a funeral for an Arab that was killed trying to fire a rocket at Israel. A bullet from that gun landed and hit a 13-year-old boy who unfortunately a couple of days later succumbed to his injuries. Okay, and even though there was a ceasefire, it doesn't seem it's happening. A question that's commonly and frequently asked, and they answered strongly this week, is What exactly do we get from our foreign aid from America? Where does all this money go towards? And is it really worth it for the American taxpayer? One of the many systems that America has developed in conjunction with Israel that was paid for this year in a generous grant by the American Congress and the President of the United States, a $236 million addition to the already $3.075 billion that America gives Israel every year, goes to the Iron Dome system. The Iron Dome system is a system that is able to detect where a rocket fired from Gaza or from insurgents in Iraq or Afghanistan is going to land. It's able to tell if it's going to hit a high-end target like a school, an apartment building, a shopping center, synagogue, anywhere, a church where targets might be hit. It's able to detect if it is, and then it fires a missile at that rocket, is able to knock that rocket out of the sky. It's an incredible system. Never has it been tested in a real war situation, and that's what we've seen this week. In a real war situation, the missile was tested, and Iron Dome was tested, and it came out an incredible success. A 90% kill rate, the first 30 targets it went after. It knocked down 27 of them. A huge success, showing just how valuable the United States-Israel relationship is, and how much we need to advocate to make sure that not only does it stay as strong as it is now, but that it continues to get stronger and stronger. Shalom.